gamers. Hello and welcome back to Replay of the Week X. That's right, I tried to count, I don't know if I got it right. This is the 10th, I believe, iteration of Replay of the Week, and I am happy to be joined by two special guests this week, returning for the second-ish time to Replay of the Week, because he was kind of here for half of the time. It's Tetrafolium. Tetra, how's it going?
Going well. Did not have my nap this time, so I'm going to be cranky.
I was worried about that. If you guys missed, Tetra napped through the first half of the Replay of the Week that I invited him onto. We had a great end of the stream, though. We're also joined today by a fellow Revival Tournaments Smash Brothers commentator and TF2 content creator, Wild Rumpus. Rumpus, what's up, man?
Hello. Minus the Smash Brothers, but yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Dude, so stoked that you could join us. And low-key, you are, like, nice with Pokemon. We know who Tetra is. We've talked to Tetra. I've met you through the fuck that guy, the Revival scene, right? And like you're commentating and everything, and you know a thing or two. You're one of my favorite commentators on the channel. You have like this like slower, more low key kind of like golf commentary vibe, which I really appreciate. But then you're like on the top of the ladder. You submitted a replay 1 or 2 weeks ago, and you were gaming. So like, who is Wild Rumpus? Like, tell us a bit about yourself, man.
Sure. So I mean, I, like many other people, kind of got into Gen 3 through Gym.
Right.
I mean, grew up with Pokemon, wasn't like much of a competitive player. And for Gen 3, it's really just been like a bunch of laddering. It's just really easy for me to do, not necessarily in the background, but if you have 5-10 minutes between things, then you get a few games. So I've been, I guess, getting better at the format through that. Besides that, I mean, I'm primarily a TF2 guy. I have a TF2 YouTube channel, which a lot of people actually compare my content to BKC's, which I see the connection there. I've definitely taken some inspiration, but I have a fair amount of like casting experience in TF2, and it's funny that same comment about my my sort of voice and style is something that gets mentioned there a lot, and in some cases like not dragged or anything, but pointed out how, because TF2 is like an extremely fast game, and the actual like team fights and whatnot, when everything's happening very quickly, there's a lot going on. So there's a bit of a contrast with the excitement of that, and my voice trying to do play-by-play or whatnot.
Well, any comparison to BKC is a good comparison in my book. I am hearing from the chat that my mic is not right. People are telling me to double check that I have the right mic selected. It appears I do. Has that changed? Is it better or is it worse? Can anybody else corroborate these claims? It wouldn't be as that stream without some little audio issues, but we've been getting through most of them earlier in the stream, which is good.
Just for the audience, who's your main in TF2?
Right.
Oh, I played Demo.
Demo, okay.
Yeah, that is and
right,
Demo is
follow-up question.
Yeah.
Oh, unless you want to explain about Demo.
No, I didn't have anything good.
Listen, let's refocus here. I want to talk about Replay of the Week because this is a series I started a couple months ago. We've done it many times. I've had a lot of fun doing it. And lately we've had a lot of really good problems to have. We've had a ton of submissions. I think the last time we did it with Colin, watching all the replays took like over 2 hours. It was like 2.5 hours. And again, that's a really good problem to have. It's been super cool building this community, having people hang out and submit really cool replays. But I've been brainstorming with people like Tetra and other people in the server to try to figure out like how can we keep making this stream better. And so we are implementing a couple changes today. And I told every single person who submitted replays to make sure that they submitted fire. That was your warning. And so I'm excited to see how this goes. We're going to kind of fly by the seat of our pants today. But here's basically what's going to go down. I alone have personally already watched every single replay that has been submitted. I have vetted these replays, and I have ordered them myself. And what we're going to do is we're going to watch all the replays that I have deemed fire and above, in order, from least fire to most fire. And when we get to the very end, the chat is going to vote on who will actually win from the 4 that made the top cut. So for the first time, not every submission is going to be watched. And I want to let you know, if you made a submission and we don't get to it, you can DM me and I will share with you the raw, unfiltered comment I put in my Excel sheet on like what the game was, what I thought about it, and why it ended up where it did. So this is going to help us have a stream that's a little bit more streamlined. It's a little shorter. We're going to be revealing games. You submitted something, we get closer to first place. You're like, oh my god, am I getting like third place? Am I getting second place? I hope that it's going to be hype. Tetra, you helped me a little bit with some of these ideas. And Rumpus, I mean, you're joining for the first time. So I thought what we could do is just jump into the very first replay. I think we had about 11-ish submissions. 6, 7, 8. And I'm doing one last count. Maybe we had closer to 13 or 14, because I had a lot of people DMing me submissions this time. And I believe we are going to have 9 total submissions that have made the cut to the stream. And we're starting with number 9, and it's Mr. Agency Pyramids himself, Tetrafolium, bringing up the rear with 9th place in the Zets rankings. Tetra, congratulations.
Wow, thank you. I'm so flattered to have barely made the cut.
You made the cut of fire. Let's see what happened. How did you, in fact, pull this off? And I'll let Tetra and Rumpus be the ones to primarily take us through, because they have not seen these replays, folks.
Yeah. Okay. Very clear switch there. Get the intim off the resist.
I'm guessing that's choice banded based on the damage.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know those calcs. And if I'm mixed man, I'm thinking that you might have a mag.
There he is.
That's definitely not a mag.
There's our boy.
It really ate that ice beam, though, surprisingly.
Yeah, I am surprised, because playing with Sceptile, that thing dies to every ice beam.
It dies to everything, dude.
Okay, Reggie Steele.
The classic partner of Sceptile, of course, as we all know.
Yeah, obviously. There's always, like, every time that I play against a Reggie Steele with a Pert, it just seems like their only objective is to boom on me. Okay,
And
that works well.
Excellent counter. The value.
Yep. I had to be careful about doing that too much, because people were starting to remember that I was the counter Registeel guy on ladder.
That's a big problem.
It's a good set for sure.
You don't want to stand out on ladder.
Move you can throw in.
That's right. And good by me, I would say, if I can toot my own horn, to seismic toss into that focus punch.
Yeah, it's tough to do, but you got to deny it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have on this set? Do you have T-Wave?
In range as well, right?
I did click T-Wave there.
That would have been nice. That would have been value.
Nice to have, of course.
Okay, you get that one through, and they decide to take it on the Hera rather than the Mence. And that full pair is actually quite unfortunate. I mean, I guess what can they really do? I suppose we don't really know what the set is. Whoa!
It might be... Oh. Well, the funny thing is you can't tell if that's Guts or Swarm, because it was the Mega Horn click.
That's true. That is entirely true. But the Registeel just got a ton of value.
Yeah.
Right, I'm coming around on Registeel. I used to be Team Regice, but I might be Team Registeel.
And Hydro Pump Mixed Mence
gets more value.
Making an appearance. This is exactly what you want Hydro Pump for. I mean, Mixed Mence has no other way to two-shot most Claydol, right?
That's right. Had I known, I would have exploded, but then... I don't know, then we wouldn't have had the Sceptile entry point.
It's tough to respect Hydro Pump Mence because of how uncommon it is. Like, it exists, but they kind of got to show it to you, I think. They blow up. We tank it on the T-Tar. All right.
Yeah.
We're facing down in a little Intim. And that's just going to be a sack.
Last Mon Raikou's good here. Because what would even their Okay. Snorlax is a decent Mon to have here. Raikou's like the one Mon that pairs with Thunderbolt more than any other, it feels like.
I don't have that experience with Raikou, but I do have the experience of getting crits on Blissies.
Men's comes in on the EQ.
That's a weird earthquake click from them.
Yeah, had they clicked Body Slam, they probably won the game. But
Yeah.
Does +1 Body Slam just get there on Raikou?
Well,
Parachance still. Well, I mean, plus Lax can like still eat hits, right?
I guess,
not
yeah,
forced out
that's
immediately.
super true. And have we revealed HP Ice on Raikou? You have a whole Sceptile that's also running HP Ice, right? So like, but I guess it has Grass. So getting into the mind of a Tetrafolium, what kind of hidden power would it be? They don't even need to find out. Doesn't even matter, folks. And by the way, in case you didn't notice, this is 3BL challenge.
Yes.
And Tetrafolium went ahead and did it. They hit 1650 with 3 BLs.
That's right. And if you want to see my team, it's right there. I put it in the replay.
Because this is to get the ladder achievement on Smogon, right?
That's right.
I didn't know there
And
was an achievement for that.
my computer is uncharacteristically not having a great time right now, folks, so bear with us. But it was HP Grass Raikou alongside Sceptile. I kind of like that, I guess. You're really wanting to get through Swampert in particular. I guess it's also kind of like a bait because they might think, okay, he has a whole ass Sceptile. Surely that's the grass move. He has Ice here. Can you talk to me a bit about that, Tetra?
So I'll be honest, there were a lot of decisions on this team that I was doubting and changing as I was laddering.
Yeah.
I think what I ended up deciding is that HP Grass on Raikou I slightly prefer because Swampert is really tough for my main win conditions, which are Tyranitar and Salamence. So I need to make sure that I get through that. You'll see, like, Registeel has counter. It's not just to get that Swampert Earthquake, but that is one of the best things that you can do with this team, is to get that counter on Swampert. And Sceptile, like, I wouldn't even call it a counter to Swampert per se, because you saw how much it took from that Ice Beam.
It just gets 2 hit, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't necessarily want to switch your Sceptile in on Swampert all the time. You can probably afford to do it once, but you don't want to do it all the time, for sure. And then, having talked to people about this team, they have told me, just run Celebi instead of Sceptile, and I tend to agree with them, but then you don't get the challenge points. So.
Yeah, then you don't get the achievement. Well done. Congrats on making the cut for Replay of the Week in the first ever exclusive submission in Replay of the Week X. Next up, 8th on the list, we have a Replay of the Week veteran in Flanky, always coming in with heat. Flanky known for many things, including mono teams and running Thunder on Pokemon. Let's see what he's got in store for us this time.
That's right. Maybe we'll see a mono fighting with Thunder team. Oh,
Weezy. Definitely a good answer here for the men's.
Oh, it's Lum
nice
Cloyster.
To go for the Willow, but Lum on Cloyster.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Oh, they have a Sceptile too.
And Pursuit Sceptile doing 68% to Cloyster, man. That's
that might be
surprising
the most
value.
the Pursuit Sceptile has done.
That might be like the best position Sceptile of all time. And it's Thunder Regice in the goddamn rain.
I like, using the opponent's rain is funny. That probably means Flanky has Rain Dance somewhere in the back.
You would think that could be the case, but with Flanky, you never fucking know. Pataya Berry Jolt trying to get value.
Pass, you think? No.
That would be...
Just going to thud into Regice.
That would be nice. Happy Wheezing Monday to all those who celebrate. Meta is going to Agility in front of the Regice. Flanky takes an HP Fire for the 2-hit. And now just going to sack the Regice. Not really, though. Not at all.
Wow.
We're just not done getting value.
Yeah. That's
Is Salamence the best switch into this? Well, I guess it's going to be low, and Rock Slide should kill.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But imagine the Rock Slide missed too.
Another Raikou. I guess the Sceptile Regi Raikou core is the lethal.
The tried and true method.
It's so hot right now. Wheezing, honestly, one of the best answers to Snorlax in the tier.
It gets Haze, right?
Yes.
Speaking of... And now the Snorlax is just completely crippled beyond all repair.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it could have rest.
I feel like taking a boom is honestly fine.
Oh!
Just
counter.
I even forgot about that. Counter Lax.
Okay, well...
But Pain Split to get it all back.
Nice, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well done. Well navigated.
I mean, Lax would have clicked Boom as well if it had it.
They win the
Or
coin
not
flip at the
Boom,
end
but
there,
rather,
but yeah, with
Lax.
meta here, Lax takes the burn. I don't think Ludi has Protect or Sub or anything. That's going to be game.
There you go. The Metagross counter is just not countering enough.
Thought that was a worthy submission from Flanky. Also using some BLs here. Is this this is 4 BL?
This is 4 BLs. This could get you that this guy Mux challenge. Except
Yeah.
I don't think so because some of those Pokemon are banned from that now.
And also he's got 250 more ELO to go. But great submission as always
Well, yeah,
from Flanky.
I think you have to do it on a fresh account, so I don't know if this would even count if you got there.
You
but-
don't. You just need every replay from 1500 all the way through 1800, and it has to be the same
Oh,
6
okay.
for the whole chain.
Oh, for this guy Mux.
For the- yeah, for
But
the- yes.
ladder achievement, I think you have to have a fresh account.
This was submitted by fellow ADV Generation 3 YouTuber Flurry? McFlurry? I think it's McFlurry. They're a member of the Zets Cord. I have this written down.
Also a content creator, I think.
Yeah, I said fellow YouTuber, right? He's got his channel.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I saw the other day by happenstance. I saw that he actually made a video I never even saw, like, months ago, playing with the Zets Hyper Offense team. So shout-outs to McFlurry. They're putting out content. They're doing a lot of, like, Battle Factory stuff if you're into that sort of thing. It's LRXC off-season. Logan's taking some time off, so if you're up for more Battle Factory Gen 3 content, check out McFlurry's YouTube channel. But I like this submission from them. This is going to be 7th out of all submissions this week. Let's check it out.
It looks okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like the
Next.
guitar lead matchup is so
It's odd.
volatile.
Lead counter, Fire Blast, Snorlax. I've been seeing it all over the place. It's not just
Yeah, I
McFlurry
think
running
this
this.
is- I think BKC put out a video recently using this as a lead.
Yeah, it's a weird dog switch. Oh, especially when
Yeah,
you have a quest.
But heads up
Just
body
so
slam
you-
click. Like expecting them to not want to lose the 40 to the Fire Blast.
and
I'm
just
thinking
booming.
maybe. Oh wow, that just killed through the.
He
the
just
boost.
took down 3 Pokemon with 1 lead Snorlax.
I'm
Crazy.
thinking maybe that was like a Doug switch trying to catch like a Magneton, but Lax wouldn't be like scared of Fori coming in. I feel like.
Mhm. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that they thought that Doug might get that kill or survive.
Oh, this is the BKC team. McFlurry dropping some knowledge in the chat.
Okay,
Yep, Hariyama.
Yeah, there's
That's
the
how you
Yama.
know it's BKC.
that is like the. I usually just like adopt BKC's opinions and everything, but I'm not a big Hariyama lover, and if I like knockoff, I actually prefer Armaldo.
Maldo.
That's fair.
I've heard a lot of people say, dude, just like run Thief, Scarm. And I honestly get it.
I tried making a team with Thief Scarm for like 10 minutes, and then there were like multiple times that I clicked Thief, and I'm like, I wish I just had a spike down instead.
You need to.
Oh,
you
yeah.
usually need to spike first, especially like if there's a world where they could have mag. I mean, we've all like drill pecked into a medi only to have the mag switch in. You don't even get
yeah.
a single spike. I've been burned one too many times.
Okay, Blissey back in.
I was trying to make an Armaldo plus Thief Scarm team work. It just didn't. Well, I would
Blissey
think that
has Wish, right? Yeah, there
Yeah.
it is.
Does have wish support.
Wish Blissey is broken.
Can't remember what McFlurry's or BKC's last on this structure is, but it's very grounded. So like, would you
I would
expect a spinner?
imagine like.
There it is. There's the quick off.
Okay, sure. I was thinking it could be a water as well.
I was thinking that if it was Fortress, this almost looks like a team that Benji would run.
Okay. I mean, he does love his Lax Hariyama. I know Yama is like literally his favorite Pokemon. Nice
Ooh,
explosion.
Nice boom.
I will
Yeah,
say,
Yama just wins though, right?
before he's hella low, that should secure the Yama sweep from this point
Yeah.
forward, right? You hit a brick break.
I have to wonder though, from Butterfree Queen's perspective, why would you save the Fori there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
unclear.
not even a spike sack. It's just slower than everything.
And Thick Fat Yama revealed, by the way, taking 9 and then 10% from Blissey Ice Beam.
I love cheating with thick fat. Like
Me
I
too.
love thick fat. Thick fat lax is so nice. 'Cause who
It's
actually,
great,
like
man.
toxics the lax.
Depending on the lax you're running, like if you're running rest, and depending on the pace of your team, like, okay, like toxic me, like that's fine. I've got like a mono lax team that runs thick fat to just try to go to the moon.
Well, it's kind of the same like Bronzong heat proof versus levitate argument, right?
Yeah,
sorry, I'm
just
too
don't wanna
unked
waste time.
to know. Are we still talking about Pokemon? I
You
know
don't
that's
have
just Gen
Bronzong?
4. I know it's just Gen 4.
Jeez.
I played Gen 4 when it came out. I'm mostly
That's not
making fun of
that's
myself.
not Unkzets. You're a boomer if you don't know that one.
All right. Well, I'm half boomer, half unk, also half secret third thing like Zillennial. I guess I'm not actually a Zillennial. 93. I'm way too old. This brings us to the number 6 math replay. Smoking Rocks always coming in with fire. This one is going to be no different, folks. They are a former replay of the week winner, and they're leading with Tauros.
Okay, Tar's probably
Right.
third.
Not as cool as Tangela, but okay. You're maybe winning me back with Rain Dance.
The
there.
Tangela was crazy, dude.
Randance Taurus is a neat tech. Because it's obviously going to scare out like lead Tar fearing fighting. Taurus has to run hidden power fighting, right? It doesn't have like break.
I don't believe that it gets brick break. I think in later generations it gets close combat.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to acknowledge the turn 1 Rain Dance click. Like, we're just going to
No,
let
that
that
was
happen.
that was a nice tech.
That was nice. Yeah. It's like Rumpus was saying, you're forcing that Tyranitar out, so you kind of get to click it.
Miss Megahorn into crit Thunderbolt.
The Heracross experience.
That is Heracross in a
Setting up the
nutshell.
rain dance so that you like pseudo resist. Oh
Thunder.
my god,
Rain Dance
Nice.
Thunder, baby. Hell yeah.
that's crazy. That's quad resisted though, right?
No,
Yeah,
just
but-
2 times.
Yeah, because
Steel doesn't
Steel
resist.
doesn't. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, right, Doug. Scarm.
I love the mind games between like Kingdra and Tar and like Rain Dancing on Tar switching back in and stuff. Like, it creates a lot of fun little 50-50s.
Yeah, you usually see with a weather clear team like this, a Doug trio, but I mean, I guess if you're forcing Tar out with almost everything on your team, you don't really need it then.
I'd be a little worried though because the speed pass like almost surely has a non-banded arrow, which looks like it would kind of just plus Agilogrosis, yeah.
And
Like, this
Tauros
could-
just tanks it, dude.
it eats it, okay. Still though, arrow like Smoking Rocks needs a good last for this arrow. Okay, P2 is probably good enough.
Interesting.
This P2
Usually you
takes
see
nothing
P2
from Rock Slide, bro. Like, nothing.
Usually you see P2 on a team that's particularly Doug weak. I guess you do have Magneton and Heracross, which would get eliminated, but I
And the
wouldn't have
meta.
thought about it in this. I mean, meta, yeah, but meta can eat an Earthquake if it's at full.
At full, yeah. Everything is
Sure
running
how-
Rain Dance. We've seen Rain Dance Tauros, Rain Dance Mag, Rain Dance
Yeah.
P2.
Okay, well, a grass shouldn't KO from this range.
But it
right?
does.
Oh, wow.
It just does.
That's crazy.
And I really don't know what to make of it.
You can just like sack. Interesting. I was thinking it's probably safer to sack Magneton there than Rain Dance with like P2 or something.
They're going to
And I guess
sack
you
Arrow
need
to bring
P2
the
to
sand
die.
back up. But do you still just lose?
Yeah, Kingdra won't KO, but
Almost,
that's
though.
more than enough.
But
If
Tyranitar does
Mag
not
out
Dragon
speed,
Dance, so. And
Porygon
Porygon
would.
would have lived anyway.
Exactly.
It's a fun structure. Like you don't actually trap the Tar, you just have so many mons that like get in and Rain Dance at some point that like you don't care.
Wow, look at the elo on that opponent.
I know, the elo, man, 1753 op, and Smoking Rocks just going in with a completely insane structure and just winning, man. I appreciate that replay. Moody asks, isn't this the 4th replay? This is the 4th replay of 9, making it the 6th best. There will be 5 replays remaining, meaning that this replay right here, oh my
It's top
gosh.
5.
Nobody
Spoilers.
look. Nobody look. Just kidding. This was submitted by Green Herb White Smoke, who is neither of these players. But I've run into Loverboy KE. Loverboy. I don't know how to say this, but I've run into them a couple times on the ladder.
Yeah. See, I run into them and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a Butterfree alt.
I know.
But it's not.
That's what I think every time too.
HJK on Metacham.
Yeah, I thought that was something.
Is
Personally, I
Slack
don't like
meta?
it, but
Is that teched for Zapdos? Because I run into like Slack sometimes, and I just don't run lead Zap that much, so I think it's just like a thing they have on.
yeah, I think Metacham's got very weird bulk where it just lives a lot of weird moves like Hydro Pump from Offensive Starmie and things like that.
Well, that was good Medi value.
Oh, nice Toxic. Oh, Lumberry.
It's Lum.
This could be.
I think you get another Toxic though, right?
No, it
Just
is
send
not
another
taunt.
toxic.
Lum Taunt would be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That would allow you to come in on the pert and start setting up. But I mean, any Intim user in the back, like there's a lot between Gera and making a lot of progress in many mid games, in my opinion.
Hmm. Oh, you know what? This might be why BKC says that Taunt HP Rock is junk, because you taunt Swampert and then you can't do anything to it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I wouldn't run. You're either like trying to kill Arrow or Swampert, probably, and you're never really able to do both.
Yeah.
Hey. Good fire click. Oh, well, it was just clicking into mag, but
Yeah, no
nonetheless.
item, so they're gonna get their Slack. If they're presumably they're swarm, so this Mechahorn's gonna do a lot.
It should just KO Pert from this range, I feel like.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm being told that people are getting like 1 frame every 10 seconds. I didn't know it was that bad. I understand my computer's having some issues. Give us a second, folks. We'll be back in a moment. I'm going to see if I can do something to make it a little bit better for you guys.
All right, now.
Little Yap Stash? Sure.
Well, I'm like a TF2 tourist. I don't know if I can hold a conversation with.
No, it is. I'm sure that you are more than well informed enough.
Yeah, I'm an Uncle Dane subscriber, so
Okay, sure.
I've thought about playing it before, but I don't have any friends that want to play it. So
Yeah, it's kind of tough. It's honestly like a miracle that competitive TF2 like still exists, because and I like compare it to singles a lot because they're both kind of just like fan grassroots communities with their own rule sets that don't get official support from the company that makes the game. But
okay.
Pokemon is just so much easier to play in a literal sense, as in I can just launch Showdown on my phone and play a game, right? Like TF2, you need so many more people to play, and it takes like time to. It's way less accessible, I think, and even just like TF2 casually, I think is it's like definitely way more accessible, but still like, yeah, in your example of like wanting friends to play with definitely makes it a lot better.
Yeah. And I've heard that there was, I don't know if this has been solved, but like there's an issue with bots on public servers.
Yeah, I think for the most part, that's been fixed. I don't know if there's talk of like people see bots here and there. For anyone unfamiliar in chat, like TF2 is basically like not supported by Valve. At least like there hasn't been any content added to the game that's like substantial since 2017, I think. Little tweaks here and there, usually just like dropping cosmetics. But for years, the actual in-game casual matchmaking, which is probably the way most people interface with TF2, was basically unplayable just because there were servers full of just cheating bots, and nothing was done about it for like years and years until like I think last year Valve finally did something about it.
Nice. I've always wondered why we've never had that sort of issue on Showdown. Like you would think it would be easy to code bots that just flood the games.
Well, I mean, I imagine part
Yeah,
of
but
it
then
is
again, I
that-
guess like bots are never going to play that good.
yeah.
Whereas in TF2, I mean, if you have aimbot, I mean, well, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah. And also, like, Smogon or like Showdown could be like moderated versus for like TF2 casual, that is the in-game matchmaker. Like, no one, like the community servers, for example, like Uncle Dane has his own server network called Uncletopia, which it was fine. Like, there weren't cheaters there. Like, people could play there. You just needed to know to go there and like go out of your way to find those servers. But because they were moderated, like, it's totally fine. It was just a complete lack of effort from Valve's end.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because there are bots that do play on ladder on occasion. I've run
usually
into the
do like
Ninjask
speed
bot.
pass stuff.
Yes, because I'm telling you that if you are a bot, if you've got that level of understanding of the game, speed pass is really the only thing for you.
Are you pro speed pass ban?
Oh man, we want to talk politics.
Honestly, I think we should save that for after we get through the replays, because I was going to give us a little bit of time to talk about these things. If you guys are down for a little sesh on
Yeah,
the topic of the
let's
month.
have our finger on the pulse at the end.
Gamers,
I will say.
Oh, please go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say it's not actually about the topic itself, but in all the BKC videos I watch where he just like revels in all the drama of like people making bad arguments about tiering and stuff like this, having actually been in person for like the first real tiering drama, it's like, oh my god, it's just like BKC described.
It is. There's a lot of discourse, a lot of heated arguments happening. It's something that we'll be getting into later on in the stream, folks. Let us know if the lag issue is any better. I'm doing all I can here. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't seem to be performing much better on my end. Hopefully we can get through the stream.
For what it's worth, my stream that I'm viewing seems to be pretty consistent.
Yeah, the Discord stream's fine.
I think we stopped at around turn 17, but let's get back into the context of this game, because this is a SD or no, a CM pass Celebi, I think.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of physical threats. I don't know if this is a pass cell. It might just be like CM3 attack.
Yeah, I mean, considering how much damage it did there, I would probably lean towards that as well. I think this CM Celebi runs a little bit less special attack. Or,
Yeah.
sorry, the Baton Pass Celebi.
And at this point, like, I know Mag got revealed later, but if you're Salist, like, here you know there's a Mag and you can be playing around it if you want, because, like, Medi and Gera on the same team, like,
almost certainly has
you'd
to
be
be
kind
one.
of throwing now too, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you would think so. Usually, I like to run not Hidden Power Fire on my Celebi if I have a Magneton.
Right.
But I could understand, like, wanting to hit Metagross, for example.
True. And here
But
is
there
the
is a
Mag
Magneton.
coming out. Immediately showing HP grass.
Mm-hmm.
Or bluffing.
It's always scary to bluff on, well, if a pert's already been protecting, I guess it's, like, relatively safe.
Yeah. I
It's
wouldn't
just
bluff
so
with a
low
Magneton.
risk to get lefties.
I might bluff with a Jolteon.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently the lag is the same. Let me try one more thing, gamers.
All
Let's
right,
see,
back
yeah.
to TF2 discussion.
I'm trying to stream 1440p 60 frames per second to you motherfuckers. We gotta change that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to 360p. That's what I grew up on.
Alright, you guys can get like 30 frames per second, but we're doing 720p for you guys.
Boom.
There we go.
That might be the
Podcast
problem, because I recently rejoined up. I re-upped on my Discord Nitro, so I think it automatically selected the highest quality stream for you guys, which is destroying my resources, I think. Gamers, let us know if that did anything. Please let us know in the chat. Hopefully, it seems like my computer's already performing a bit better. I'm not gonna
All right,
lie.
we're back into new territory here as the Breloom goes down. Celebi is in. You're hoping that you dodge. You do.
You need to dodge another, though.
Can't
Well,
dodge
it's
that
possible
one.
that the last Mon could win.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, but Harris faster.
It goes for Hidden Power Flying. that Magneton certainly is going to live. Oh, it's Lychee Berry.
It was
Wow.
Lychee all along, folks. It's just got to get through a
All right.
lax.
Lynch?
Yeah, you need 2 flinches at least. Yeah,
Oh,
doesn't get there.
no.
They don't
They
get
say
it.
when there's an arrow, there's a way, but sometimes it's not. I think you were the one who said that. I'm letting you take credit for that, Rumpus.
Me? I've definitely not. I did not invent that. There's no way, right?
Oh, a lot of discourse in the chat. Guys, I'm talking about me streaming to Tetra and Rumpus in Discord so they can see my screen. I'm not talking about what I'm streaming to you guys on YouTube. But can anybody confirm that it's better? That we're chilling now? Audio seems better.
Was audio an issue before?
I guess audio was kind of an issue, but they said they were getting like 1 frame. Screen is frozen? It's that
Well,
bad?
It's paused, right?
Well, the game's paused.
Well, yeah, the game is now
You're
paused.
Or go back the first turn and just let it play so that people can see.
Yeah.
This game is so good that we're watching it like 3 times almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just running it back. Moody saying, wait, when was the Breloom revealed? Well, that's not promising.
That was a weird structure. Because
Oh, jeez.
the Celebi plus Lychee Arrow makes me think it was a like pass Celebi. But weird,
But
just
they
like random
changed it?
Breloom in the back. I'm not sure what
Oh, well, I guess the Celebi on Dallas' side didn't really get to do much this game,
Yeah.
so it's hard to say whether it was pass or not. But I think I would
Smoking
agree
Rocks,
with you. It
can
seems
we
like it
watch
would be
this one
SP
again?
pass.
People are saying it seems better. It's still a slideshow, but now we can see most turns instead of 1 every 2 turns. Now it looks good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, for what it's worth,
It's better.
on my end, the stream looks fine.
Um,
Not the Discord one,
Does
the
it-
YouTube one.
Do you guys know things about things? Should my bit rate for my encoder settings in OBS be 6,000 kbps? Is that too many? I don't know.
I'd have to ask my roommate.
Yeah, I'm not that
Bit-
guy. I'm not the guy that knows that kind of thing.
I think bitrate is more of like an internet thing, right? I'm not confident on that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Green Herb White Smoke, thank you for the submission. We watched the game 3 times. In many ways, I feel like we didn't watch it at all. But but great submission. The show must go on. And now we get into the top 4. Congratulations to Moody for making top cut. Again, at the end of this, after we finish watching the top 4 replays, the chat is going to have the final say of the top 4 that I have selected. You guys will determine which of those 4 ends up being replay of the week. For replay of the week X.
Vaporeon, Metacham, very classic.
Oh,
Missing Hydro Pump, also very classic.
And it's not Slack.
it's
Interesting.
just simply not Salac. Got to get out of there. Go to
Well, that
Zap.
did a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's got to be CB, right?
In turn 3, and the camera up's already coming out.
I love camera up. So actually, well, I can tell the anecdote after the fact.
Sure.
But it does involve camera up and a friend of mine.
All right, good double to Zapdos on this Metacham. Oh, but it's slower.
Wow.
Unfortunate.
That's not good.
Yeah, probably like defensive. That's like the one thing that sucks about defensive Zapdos. It just feels like it gets.
Oh,
Outsped
Moody,
by a lot of things.
You're getting hoed.
Yeah, this is unfortunate.
Excuse my language.
No, that's what's happening, though, sadly.
It is fly.
You get a Rock Slide off, but that's a 3-hit KO. And yeah, not the matchup you
Needed
want.
the critical hit.
Gonna have to go ahead and sack the Vape. What do we have for this? T-Tar
All right,
works.
Tyranitar, if it's bulky, it would live an Earthquake, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
it'll live a +1.
Oh, Taunt on
It's an
predicted
interesting
DD doesn't get
Oh,
the
no.
read correct, though. Many
I
can
wonder
come
if
in.
that Gara just didn't have a good move to click.
If you're taunt Earthquake, why would you not click Earthquake, though? Because
Yeah, for sure.
even if the Tyranitar goes for DD, you should be fast with your Gara, unless you're a really slow Gara.
Mhm.
Aldo.
Yeah,
Waldo.
I don't know what to make of that play
This-
either, boys.
This is a Tetrafolium Pokemon. Go check out my video on Armaldo.
Check it out, folks. Sub the Tetrafolium.
It's worth knocking, right?
It might not be, though, because there's no
Yeah, it could
spinner
be
on this
spin.
team. It could be Rapid Spin.
Armaldo just feels like such a weird mod to have spin on to me.
I agree.
I say that as an Armaldo lover.
I tend to like the knockoff better. Blissy's just gonna stay in and counter.
Counter Blissey, baby.
Wish counter? That's so evil.
I love that, actually.
Wish's still a massive threat. Like, you can't sack... Okay, well, Blissey did get sacked.
Can't stand up to the brick break.
Like, Mag and Porygon are now, like, huge problems, though, no?
Maybe. If this is a Swords Dance Armaldo, it might be able to get there. But it's going to need Earthquake or something to hit this.
Yeah.
Oh, Brick Break?
It's got Brick Break coverage. How about that?
And that's good into Porygon as well.
We're going to pivot T-Tar and take the T-Wave here.
I wonder if it's just 4-attack Armaldo. If it's... Did it show Rock Slide and I'm just delusional?
I don't believe it showed a Rock move.
Okay.
But I would agree that there's got to be a Rock Slide or Rock Blast.
We get the slow sub into Focus Punch.
Yeah.
T-Ball doesn't even break the sub. And Moody all of a sudden in a position to try to bring it back.
What's going on with those Jirachi's eyes? I don't know if you guys see that, but it looks weird to me.
It's probably a streaming artifact through Discord. But
I like that. I need that as a profile picture.
You should recreate that.
Armaldo is going to clean this up.
It should win the 1v1, right?
It can't get crit.
That's right. It literally can't get crit. I think it's
but it's being to Rock Slide, though.
But it's banned, right?
Oh,
that's right.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That is
Let's
nice.
go.
Lives on
Moody,
1%. Moody, one of my goats as well. Always submitting fire replays. Always a total thrill and a joy to watch that. And I thought that deserved top cut, living on exactly 1%, winning with one of the coolest Pokemon in the entire generation. Congrats to Moody for making top cut. Any other thoughts or comments on that game before we move on, fellas?
A couple, yeah. So I thought that P2 was like way better at dealing with Tar.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was able to just sub up and then sub punch in front of the Porygon that kept attacking is funny. But the camera up anecdote.
Yeah, please.
The first person I ever heard of having played Gen 3 was a friend of mine who I actually met through TF2. And he loved using like just random, just like junk teams, I guess. There was a double weather team that had Sun and Rain on the same team. There was a double Ghost with Gengar and Haunter for just like double spin blocking, I guess. But one of the teams involved a Camerupt, and it was a Quick Claw Camerupt, and I
oh my god,
used that team, and like a surprising number of times Camerupt would find a kill and then get Doug trapped and then kill Doug because of the Quick Claw.
Dude, Quick Claw is 20%. I thought it was 10.
Really?
Fifth of the time. Dude, look it up. It's insane. Like, there are people, now that the Speed Pass thing has taken over the ADV discourse, no one's talking about Quick Claw. But before the Speed Pass stuff was creeping up, it was like Sand Attack, Quick Claw. Those are like the two biggest things I've been hearing people talking about. And I had no idea it was 20%. When I found that out, I was like, holy shit. That is a good item. Like, you could chuck that onto Pokemon and get value.
Yeah. I used to run a draft league, which maybe will be coming back. I don't know. But
ooh, okay, little plug.
There you go. I'm always plugging on your stream.
You are. That is the thing you do. That's fine though. We're cool with that.
I do it tongue in cheek though. But what some of the rules that we have item clause, but we also banned Quick Claw because it's so easy to slap Quick Claw on a Pokemon when you're limited on what item choices you have, and it was just kind of frustrating to have to play around it.
Agreed.
This is in Gen 9 too, where everything is busted.
Oh.
Item clause in Gen 3 would be ridiculous.
Like Sand would be so good because it's like, okay, well, I have to put a Salac and a Pataya and a Lychee on something.
Honest to God, there are probably some Pokemon that would say, I think I just won't run an item on this.
It'd be cool to have like Charcoal and Mystic Water and Magnet running around.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And that's generally how it ends up in our draft league is like, you're like, oh man, I need a good item on this. I can't really run one though, so I'm going to throw Expert Belt on and then do calcs to see if that works.
Gamers, I have a confession to make. That was not the fourth best replay. I can't count, and the difficulties kind of got me jumbled up. That was number 3. That is number 3.
Whoa.
So Smoking Rocks, the Tauros game that we saw mere moments ago.
Rain.
I
I was going to
believe.
say that was uncharacteristically low for what happened in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game, this is 4th. Okay, Moody's game is 3rd. And it's time to move on to the second highest ranked game for Replay of the Week X.
I'm excited. Heavy Bow Guy, before joining your Discord, hit me up in DMs.
Oh, really?
Talking about some teams. Yep. So
Every time I
Let's see
see the
about
clown
that.
avatar, I get scared that it's going to be Ninjask lead.
that's true. There are a lot of people running that clown avatar with the Ninjask lead.
Van Nils asking a very important question. What is my rate control and my output settings for stream? My rate control is CBR. I also have CQP, VBR, and lossless. I think the delay is like close to like a full minute between me and chat. So if there's a different rate control I should set, or if anybody is good with like this kind, like I'm a literal software developer. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with some of these. Moody, you have been promoted. With some of these settings, again, I'm on CBR. I've got CQP, VBR, and lossless. If there is something I should be doing differently, please let me know. I'm happy to give it a shot. I'm happy that I think we've stabilized the stream a bit. But yeah, this is number 2. This is the second highest replay. Heavy Bowgun, newly added to the Zets Cord. First submission ever of all time. We're on the ladder. It's a mid-ladder showdown. Let's dive in.
All right, R versus Metacham. Who stays in here? Oh,
I like the
It's
focus
like-
punch.
Such a horrible matchup for Tar.
Always a bit of a gamble.
Yeah.
if you ever see me stay in with Tyranitar against Metacham, just know that my Metacham probably 6-0s my team if you get the play right.
Yeah. And Mad just getting the successful trap as well.
Yeah, punishing the protect on a likely more bulky Metagross, trying to get some leftover
Wow,
chip
that did a
heal.
lot.
Yeah, is that
Is that
CP?
bandit?
That is the most banded Flygon of any Flygon that's ever been banded.
I don't know. You could have convinced me that's Adamant and you have a modest Suicune or something like that.
Yeah, well, it could. Suicune could still be offensive on this team, I feel like.
I think it's slightly more likely than average, but I do like the Umbreon with the baton pass.
I think that makes Choice Band more likely here. Because just having like slow pass to enable. It's almost like a Gen 7 or Gen 8 thing with all the slow pivoting.
With the teleport, yep. I love that in Gen 8, by the way. Okay, gonna protect. I wonder if this is a choice banded Metacham. It hasn't revealed an item. So it could be
Yeah.
Lumberry or Salic for sure.
Well, I'm sure the damage. Okay, it's not. The damage could have been calced on Meta.
Yeah,
probably.
it absolutely was. And looking like Lum, maybe Lychee, but I'm sorry, Salic. I think I would say is probably the most likely item at this
Yeah,
stage.
for sure.
And gonna sack the
Oh.
entire mag. Tough spot to be in.
Fair enough.
We duped
And
the
then
arrow in.
Aerodactyl will be in. Well, this is an interesting structure from Heavy Bow Guy. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever seen these 6 together.
I like the pivoting. Or I mean, surely if you want something that can pivot with BP. Oh no.
Brutal.
All right. Well,
This is looking
bad.
tough. This is looking very tough.
And then we're up against the banned Manaphy sample team.
We are. Heads up Rock Slide into that meta, though. I mean, you got to start making some plays if you want to bring this back. We sack
Okay, I
the...
like the Tyranitar switch.
Yeah, that was the best option there.
Sack Umbreon. All right, now we get back into Aerodactyl. And if you
Yep.
get this play right, we might be back in the game.
And they stay in and they
Alright,
take
good
the
job.
Earthquake. That's going to allow Ments to come in. So clearly we must go to the Tyranitar.
But surely, if this is like a choice locked arrow, then you can just cycle so many intimidates on Ments that it's like impossible to break through meta.
Yeah.
Right?
Where's
Absolutely.
this Metagross at?
But what
Oh,
if they
he's
just
sacking
what if they
I
just
don't
sack
like
the
that.
intimidate
Yeah,
Pokemon?
yeah.
Well,
I think
we have a
that's
whole
good,
Metagross.
though.
We have a whole ass Metagross. Surely it's not going to get crit flinched.
Yeah.
But no problem. This is still
Oh
fine.
no, I know where this is going.
Nope,
Yet
Copium.
another crit. into a
There's an
flinch.
arrow, there's a way, just as Rumpus always says.
The
Yep,
double
just
crit
design limited.
flinch. And we're hitting
Switch
every
this to
single one.
Suicune.
Does
Why
Suicune
switch
live?
to
I don't like
Suicune,
that
though?
either, because Suicune could have eaten a hit.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things we could have done differently if we're great Pagliacci, but we're here. Meta can take another hit, surely. No crit, but
Yep.
A flinch.
The third
All right,
flinch in
now
a row.
crit. Let's see it. Let's see it.
and the crit.
Yes.
That's just remarkable.
No fucking way, dude. But Salic
Oh,
Medi,
Salic, you're
Wait
faster.
a second.
and you get
They're gonna
outsped,
live.
but you
Oh, but you
live,
don't kill.
and no
And there's
flinch.
no justice. Oh my god.
Wow.
Fucking hilarious.
I agree. That was hilarious.
Like-
Well, okay. Let's take this back from the being out of the spectacle.
It
of
is.
this.
We do have to talk about some of the decisions that were made.
Yeah.
We do
So
have to talk
from
about
here,
this.
I think you can always switch to Metagross. If they Earthquake you, congratulations, you,
You
just
win.
lost to Salamence.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And if they go for Rock Slide, which is, I mean, obviously what they have to do here,
Mhm.
well, Metagross takes that. You can go back to Salamence and cycle and Intimidate. Salamence might not even die. Then you can go and sack, say, Metacham.
Medi. Hmm.
And then you can come back to Salamence, get another Intimidate, and then, like, well, I don't know if that would have helped you because apparently Heavy Bow Guy has Focus Energy
Yeah,
plus Serene Grace, but
So I think you can avoid getting Mence Rock Slid at all just by insta-going Medi to sack it, then Mence in out to Suicune, which will live, have a chance to just win the game there.
Hmm.
Suicune.
oh yeah, I guess that's true as well.
There's a lot of
And then
lines.
once you have
Mhm.
-2, you can just go like Suicune to meta just until Mence, or excuse me, Mence to meta until like the Mence just dies. It's the arrow at -6, getting out healed by lefties.
Singing Crow asking
Yeah,
a
I
very
guess that's
important
cool.
question. What is number one if this is the silver medal? First of
Yeah,
all, keep
true.
in mind that these are just my opinion, my read, my vibe of these games. And that's why ultimately the winner of Replay of the Week is going to be up to chat from now on. You guys will vote on the top 4. This made that top cut. So this is really like, these are the 4 S tier videos. They're kind of ordered, kind of not. But the next video and the final video we have for you is insane, and it's fresh. This is fresh as all hell. This was submitted from today. I was able to watch it and get it into the mix, and I'm glad I did, because I think you guys are gonna like this one. We've been talking a lot. We've been talking.
Nice avatar.
We've been talking about a lot of things. Tetra, what can you tell me about this custom avatar? You can tell me something about it. I know, right?
That is the custom avatar that you get for getting all the platinums for the ladder achievements. So we know that this player has to be like nice with it. for
They-
sure.
They do appear to be pretty nice with it. They're up against Beta Thunder, which is another gamer with yet another custom avatar. And we've got a pretty high match between a 1500 and a 1600 gamer. I say we just dive in, because there's going to be a lot to discuss. Lead Gengar, that's going to tell you that something's up, right? And lead
Yeah.
sub Gengar.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Well, with the -1, you're a little less scared of sub punch as Blissey, I feel like. But
I
like,
guess that's true, but I don't know if you want to take a punch with Blissey.
Yeah.
My danger signals are going off. I'd switch the Blissey out.
Let's see what happens, folks. It's actually just going to be Confused
oh
Ray.
god.
Oh well,
We're
that's not
Confused
so
Ray gaming.
bad.
So also, oh, taunt. That's, Jesus.
We'll also be taunting the Blissey.
It's the last. I mean, what would the last move be?
I wonder if taunt makes a difference there though, because Blissey has to be clicking Ice Beam or switching, right?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't switch, like, Mono Blissey
Just
into a
testing
Gengar with
ground.
no way to hit it.
Oh, it's no lefties. So what's that?
Select
it's just
Gengar is
it's
here.
fast.
Curse. Oh, we're going to Doug Trio.
Interesting. Yeah.
No.
Volbeat.
Or a separate Pokemon entirely. It's Volbeat, folks, known for Tail
Uh-huh.
Glow passing and tricking Choice Band onto Salamence.
Okay.
And also
I was
apparently
gonna
Confuse
say
Ray.
Yeah, and the CB makes it take so much self damage. That's funny.
Wait, how fast is this Volbeat?
It can go as
Okay.
fast as 295.
So this is not a very fast Salamence. Probably a
Not true.
DD Mence, but I don't think you usually lead DD. But I don't know. I'm not quite the gamer that some of these guys are in these replays. So
God.
baton pass to Smeargle. Oh,
And-
Here we go.
This is
Ugly.
very.
And the shenanigans are about to continue, folks.
Oh Jesus.
Recycle.
Oh, interesting. So I saw a post about this. That
Mhm.
how recycle works in Gen 3 is it recycles the last used item, not the item that your Pokemon last used. So
interesting.
You can recycle your teammates' items.
Which I had no idea that worked that way either, folks. And that is going to be very important later on in this replay. So keep your eye on.
I was wondering why a Gengar had Salac without like Destiny Bond or anything like that. But that makes more sense.
I think this gamer is trying to circumvent a certain rule policy that was implemented into the tier. They're trying to bypass the spirit of a rule to do something truly broken.
Oh, they're trying to get a double pass off. I see.
Oh.
They're trying to get a Salac with the Smeargle past the Volbeat, get the Spatak boost, and then they're going to sweep with something like Raikou. That's my prediction.
I suppose we'll find out. The Umbreon goes down. Volbeat is back to, again, just click Confuse Ray. So how are we going to create the condition under which we can actually do this? The T-Tar is confused. Is that enough? Do we just put it to sleep? We do. You have a free turn here to do something. They're going to switch to Jirachi immediately, and that's it.
God.
It's Belly Drum. You activate the Salac, and now what?
So Jirachi can still attack into whatever comes in.
It can, but Jolt can receive this temporarily as a middleman of sorts.
Oh.
It's going to sub, and it can tank an Ice Punch from Jirachi. It just tanks it. And we are safely getting, ultimately, max attack and speed to Aerodactyl. Presumably Adam and Arrow, because if you have one speed, you can outspeed other Timid Arrow and Jolt and everything else.
And we're going to sub down to our Lychee Berry as well.
Sunberry.
Just in case.
I was wondering
well, you could do that for, like, in Tim spamming, right? So they're going to try and cycle in Tim.
Like, when you can only pass the one boost, like, your recipient needs to be able to, like, actually belly drum. But not the case here.
Jeez. Oh, you strategically saved this and then wanted to talk about Speed Pass for the end of the video, huh?
Well, we're going to be talking about Speed Pass. I've been mentioning this for a while, but I have an entire video coming out on Speed Pass and the developments in Speed Pass and what may be held in the future of ADV coming out later this week, folks.
There are only so many avatar or people who have this custom avatar, so I can narrow the list down for who to dox. I'm sorry, that's a bad joke.
I do, and I know who this is. I'm not going to share who this is. We're going to actually get to this player in a moment.
I have
folks.
a guess, but
we can talk. We can take that offline. But for now, this was some chicanery. Again, folks, there's a lot of rules and restrictions surrounding Baton Pass and implemented into ADV, into just like the Gen 3OU rule set. One of the rules is you are not supposed to be able to pass more than one source of boosting your stats. So like Dragon Dance is fine because it's one move, it's one source of gaining stats. So even though it's two separate stats, it's one move. But like Belly Drum plus Salac is meant to be disallowed. It's not, you can't have a Pokemon with Salac and Baton Pass and some other boosting move because the item boosts and the move can boost as well. Recycling an item from another Pokemon entirely was discovered to be a way to get around that. And there are some gamers fairly well known for finding creative ways to do some pretty heinous stuff. And I'll leave it at that. We
know. We're all in your Discord. We know who it is.
I think
doing the devil's work.
There's a variety of people that probably collaborated on this. I don't even think the person who owns this account would say that it's only them. I think this is a team effort from many individuals.
Yeah, of course.
But let's quickly review the top 4. And there was a really good suggestion earlier in the chat that, and I will do this in the future, top 4, I'm not going to order them. They'll be in a random order. So that way I'm not coloring the respective fireness or like awesomeness of any given replay. But top 4, as a reminder, we have Smoking Rocks, Lee Tauros Rain Dance. There's Rain Dance over here on the mag. There's Rain Dance on the Porygon 2 with Kingdra doing some stuff. Pretty interesting game here.
Listen, I want to combat the recency bias on this. Look at this. There's no Doug Trio to trap the Tyranitar. You just have basically 6 Mons that are slamming into this Tyranitar, getting that Rain Dance off, and this is against a 1750 player. Come on.
I think
it's not number one.
This is a worthy replay, and I think it should be considered. Moody, with the Armaldo living on exactly 1% to win in the end game versus that Metacham. Crazy game. Had to make a little bit of a comeback. Camerupt made a bit of an appearance.
And with how much bad luck went against Moody there to find that win, come on, how's this not number one? Especially
in the early game. I like this bit you're doing where every single one of these is like clearly the number one, like far and away.
That's right.
Rumpus, what are your thoughts on the first two?
My thoughts on the first one are that if you showed me these two teams, like a speed pass, or not a speed pass, an attack pass Celebi against a team of like relatively slow, just offensive Mons, then I would think that it's like a 90-10 matchup in favor of the opponent. So being able to pull out a win. I mean, granted, I think didn't the meta get a speed boost and then miss a mash? I don't know if it did, but either way,
you don't have to remember the things that make it not a fantastic
True.
play.
That happened in the Flanky video against the Regice, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, against a really bad matchup, really creative team, not something you see every day. And then Armaldo, of course, is just that's my goat. I love that Pokemon. And I did like how the end game battle armor was like a consideration. Keep in mind as well that Metacham only lived because it dodged a turn 1 Hydro Pump. Yeah, that was definitely a good game as well.
All right, I'm crafting the poll as we speak. I'll bring up this third game. Of course, the heavy bow guy, when there's an arrow, there's a way. Winning from this position shouldn't have even been possible, but heavy bow guy was somehow able to manipulate his opponent into picking a line that allowed him to hacks his way through several crit flinches and an insane live towards the end. I'll let that play out.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen anything like this with Aerodactyl before? I sure haven't. Well, actually, that's not true. I saw one BKC video where Aerodactyl did something arguably more heinous.
It was Markov against someone. I forget who.
I think it flinched like 10 turns in a row, and then it ran out of rock slides and then got a crit struggle to win the game.
Yeah. Against a Swampert that was like protect chip healing the whole time as well. But still, like, definitely... I mean, it's just remarkable. Even with like the big endgame flub, like I'll give some grace here to Great Pagliacci because like the only way you lose this is if what happened exactly happens with multiple flinches, multiple crits, and not a single turn for meta to attack, just through flinches.
I'm not convinced that Aerodactyl lives that rock slide every time.
Yeah, that could have been a roll. Yeah. Absolutely could have been a roll right there. And you don't even have to avoid the flinch. You just have to hit the roll because the Medi was going to die to the Toxic and the Sand at the end of that turn anyway. The poll is live, folks, so make your voice heard and let us know who you think should be the winner.
I mean, this last game, it speaks for itself. I don't have to sell that one.
Yeah, I went ahead and sent my vote there as well. But
this kind of reminds me almost. Somebody tried to hit a clip on me with a lead curse Jolteon, baton passing to Aerodactyl that had white herb.
White herb Aerodactyl.
And fortunately for me, I had Wheezing with Haze. So
no way. That's crazy. It was able to. What did they go for? Just rock slide into the Wheezing, miss the flinch, you get the Haze off, and just win the game.
Pretty much. And you can see it on my Wheezing video, in fact.
Oh, of course. All right, I need to watch that one a bit more diligently. I will admit, I often put your stuff on in the background while I'm working, and it seeps into my subconscious. It enhances my enjoyment, but I don't know how much I actually take away, and I don't know that I could recall specific occurrences like that. And I have a feeling that a lot of your viewers are probably somewhat in the same vein.
That hurts my feelings so much, Zets, that you can't recall every single replay from all of my videos.
Well, good.
That's fine by me. I get the watch time either way.
That's what we set out to do today, is to hurt Tetrafolium's feelings. And I think that we've accomplished that, folks.
Well, you could have hurt my feelings a little worse by not including my replay.
Yeah, that's true. I did throw you in. You were the cutoff.
I could have had a more sick replay where Sceptile actually did something, but like, you know, Sceptile does something every 10 games, but getting 1650 with 3 UBLs, that only happens once for your first time. So
exactly. There's no time like your first time, Tetrafolium. Congratulations. We're all very happy for you.
Gosh,
we knew
like that.
You could do it. We're all very proud. Listen, there are a number of those that are currently watching that have not yet voted. We have 11 votes. I'm going to give you guys a bit more time to vote. While we wait, I have some bonus content for you. There's a few additional replays to check out. And I will be honest. Earlier today, can we just be honest? I'm going to be a little vulnerable. I'm going to be a bit open. I was going to the restroom, and I was also laddering. And I think that we can all be honest and say that we've all done this and that this is a normal thing to do. Right?
Hey, my best games have been on the... Well, never mind.
Okay, you don't have to finish that sentence. I ran into none other than the Speed Demon themselves, literally earlier today. And I want to show you guys this replay.
You set this up, Zets. This is freaking staged.
No, it's not staged. This is real life. This actually happened. And believe it or not, this game happened before the replay was submitted. I played this game, and then they reached out and submitted, and I was like, wait, this was you? This game in and of itself is worth watching. So I'm just going to let this play, and you guys take it from here.
All right, Lead Tar versus Lead Tar, one of the more common matchups. Switching straight to Skarmory. This is a classic move. Pun certainly intended.
Yeah, now Skarm probably just can't get a spike.
Very tough.
I don't know. I'd be scared of a Rock Slide. Well, Punch as well as like a big click there.
Oh.
And now everything's like weak.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know what their team is, but if
double Skarm back in.
If it happens to be Aerodactyl on the back, that's huge damage on Swampert.
Very true.
Zapdos is in. I'd expect to see a Blissey from your side come out here.
I'm playing El Clasico, so we have a Zapdos in place of a Blissey.
I see. So Skarm goes down for the second layer. And you're expecting like a Rock Resist. It's going to be Skarm.
I was thinking something like Perp, yeah, but they will just simply go Skarm.
I'm going to Punch again. Very, very good play.
Huge play by Zeds. Insane play, even. And they're going to go to Swampert on... Maybe they were thinking that could have been a Rock Slide, but they go Pert.
Yeah.
Lose about half
I
the
would have
Pert.
thought about Rock Sliding there, I think.
And they get a Toxic off on the Pert.
Then we're going Gengar. I wonder if this is a mirror matchup.
Kind of looks that way so far.
I mean, it's either Big 5 Zapdos or El Clasico, or I don't know what this team is called, but I call it Big 4, where you replace Gengar with Salamence and your 6th is Metagross.
We get the Wisp on Skarm. I decided to taunt to deny spikes and rack up more Wisp, allowing me to just click Wisp here. Because maybe he decides, I'm going to try to save the Skarm, I get a Wisp on something else. I take some struggle damage, which actually could be relevant. So, I talked to somebody about this. H-Clat was actually telling me, dude, just Fire Punch him next time. And I think that's probably pretty good advice.
I was thinking, like, if you have the attack that can hit him, then it makes sense to just click it.
So we're in this spot.
It seems like it is a mirror match.
It is absolutely a mirror match. It's been El Clasico versus El Clasico this whole time, which makes it even more insane that my opponent focus punched on turn 1. What do you do in this spot? Our Swampert is at 65%, has to step on 2 spikes. Yeah. Keep in mind, the Gengar can live a Rock Slide.
Man.
It's a hard position. I mean, your last 2 are Zapdos and Arrow. So you can't realistically you can't switch to those. I mean, maybe you could switch to Zapdos and sack it and then play for the Arrow speed tie, but I feel like that's not a great line.
I don't love the line.
I think how much HP does your Tyranitar have?
The T-Tar has 94%. It's toxic, coming in on 2 spikes. Swampert at 65%. Let's see how the game plays out. We stay and take the rock slide, live on 2%, but get flinched. No wisp. The wisp could have just been game winning, and now we got to go T-Tar. So clearly we're gonna focus punch. He stays in. He calls out my focus punch and stays in with arrow. Risks the entire Aerodactyl. I'm stubbornly going for it again. Surely you will not risk it again, and he doesn't. And that actually allows us to get through the entire Swampert. No more rock resist for him. We're bringing it back a little.
So now you're favored, I think, because all you have to do is win one speed tie to win. But then again, arguably, it's the same for your opponent. So.
Yeah, but the Swampert is healthy. I might not need to risk a speed tie if my Swampert can still answer the Aerodactyl. He's going to protect Scout the click, but obviously it's Rock Slide. I know the team. I know that the Pert is gone. We get the Zap. He's going to bring T-Tar in. I cannot kill this T-Tar. But I predict the focus punch.
No.
I predict the no, hell no. I wasn't going to risk the entire arrow. I'm not an insane person. I'm not an insane human.
I think you're like, as the T-Tar here, you can click like anything but Rock Slide kind of safely, just because like you can eat a Rock Slide from the arrow fine like once.
Exactly.
And yeah, you want to really punish that Pert switch. Zapdos makes sense.
Heavy Bow Guy in the chat saying sack Gengar, take your T-Bolt or Boom. We have neither on this team. We have Fire Punch, Giga Drain, Taunt, Will-O-Wisp. That is like one of the standard El Clasico sets. We get a Thunderbolt on the T-Tar with Zap to get it down. We need to get it down to Rock Slide range so that our Arrow Rock Slide lock-in can try to win. There's also a Swampert entry.
And then thinking about it as well, going to Zapdos, predicting the Focus Punch is a lot better than staying in with the Arrow, because you're going to need to hit another Rock Slide, maybe get a flinch to kill the Tyranitar, and at that stage, they're not willing to go for Focus Punch anymore, so you don't ever have that Zapdos entry.
Exactly. So. Shouts to Gold Mason in the chat. Welcome to Replay of the Week X. This is, to me, the other most important turn of the game. This is a turning point. I know the set. He's got Wisp. He's got Giga Drain. If he Giga Drains, like, the Swampert is dead, and then my Arrow obviously locks into Rock Slide, it will kill the Gengar. I need to win a speed tie. I can't kill this T-Tar, though. I would need a crit or a flinch. So, if I stay in...
Spikes?
So, it takes 18%, but lefties back up, and I can do between, like... It's like high 30s to low 40s. Maybe there's a roll, but I'm not favored. I'm very disfavored to win, because I need to win a speed tie just to get to that position. The Swampert staying alive could win against the T-Tar and the Arrow on its own, but I would need the Arrow to beat the Gengar. If he Wisps...
Well, Arrow...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Wisp would kind of ruin things, but would Arrow live a like Ice Punch or a Thunderbolt here?
That's a good question. Again, if it's a mirror match, if he has the same team that I got from H-Clad, then he doesn't have T-Bolt. He doesn't have a move to hit the Arrow. Of course, you know, who the hell knows? But if he Wisps the Swampert, our Surf doesn't kill, and then he can Giga Drain the following turn or keep spamming Wisp. So I feel like these are like very much in his favor. And to me, I'm thinking I need to save the Pert. I think he's highly incentivized to try to get me. I think I'm going to protect Chip Heel here to scout his choice, and he's going to be clicking Will-O-Wisp. And this is the moment where I told myself, like, I think he is going to Giga Drain to deny the Pert, and I kind of have to make a play. We're going to pivot the Arrow in, and we get a little bit of luck.
Oh, wow.
We get can we point out he crit the Focus Punch turn 1. He flinched our Gengar when we tried to Wisp his Arrow. So now, can I say we're like almost even still?
No, you're even for sure. And then I think also from their perspective, I think Will-O-Wisp is really the only click, right? Because if they Will-O-Wisp the Swampert, well, it's probably not going to beat Tar plus Arrow if they make the right switches.
And I won't have the time to refresh. Like, I don't think I'm going to have the time, given like the state of this end game. So we get in safely. All right, cool. All right, let's go. Let's Rock Slide. We fucking missed the goddamn Rock Slide. Are you kidding me? He misses his Wisp. We're reset. It's fine. We run it back. We're good. We hit the Gengar. Thank God, dude. Holy shit. The T-Tar's here, and see, it's going to go up to like 49. We cannot kill this thing. I am going to go for the flinch outs. I don't get it. No problem. Pert's got to win this.
Oh, right.
It's pretty healthy. It's pretty healthy. We should be fine.
You can even protect for some extra chip.
I probably fucking should have. I don't know why I didn't. But we take the kill.
I mean, I guess there's a chance they could have been DD, but not likely on El Clasico, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, that would be unusual. They go for the
Should
double
be
edge. They need a
out
crit.
of range, right? Yeah.
They do not get the crit.
There we go.
Yeah.
And
See, they should have just taken a page out of Heavy Bow Guy's book.
three main reasons I wanted to share this with you. One, it was against somebody whose replay ended up making top cut this week. And they were a 1730 gamer. This also put me at my highest elo ever. This is my new PR 1670, folks. I was 66th on the ladder, actually pretty close to Wild Rumpus. I'm coming for you. But the third,
don't worry, I plummeted.
The third and most
he played into me, and you know what happens when.
The most important reason why I wanted to do this is because I ended up getting a team paste. This is the team that they were running. They were running a joke team paste that HClap made for like Mushy League training wheels to learn how to play El Clasico, to take away a lot of options where it's like stop not clicking Wisp with Gengar, like just spike with Skarmory, like stop making bad decisions there. There's literally no surf on the fucking Swampert. And T-Tar has literally only Focus Punch and Rock Slide. And they still almost beat me, bro. They were using this shit.
I mean, just think about that, though. Like, they played a very solid game against you, and they didn't even have all their moves. So that just goes to show you that some of these teams are so solidly built that, like, you don't need every single thing on there to play a good game.
Yeah, I mean, like, Arrow or Tar or Skarm, like, are you really worried about clicking anything besides moves like that? Like,
I will say Earthquake would be helpful HP bug on the BKC.
No, definitely nice.
I like the coverage.
Like,
no, those are edge cases, all right? They're only useful in some matchups.
The no surf hurt surprises me as like a training wheels thing, because surf just seems like the most spammable move for a Swampert to click.
Monopert, the surf is helpful, but just toxicking and protecting kind of like 6-0s like a lot of teams sometimes. This thing goes insanely hard.
A Skarm coming in, and then it's like, oh, damn, I wasted my turn.
Yeah. We do have T-Bolt Zap. We're going to get our own spikes up and roar Skarm. That's what El Clasico is supposed to do anyway.
Every player who makes it to 1200 needs to see this team, I think.
I think this would actually be a really good device to learn and like to train. And obviously the player that I played was doing this as a meme, like as a joke. But the fact that they still almost beat me with, like, as Van Nils in the chat put it, one hand tied behind their back. This is like a really weird rush of like, holy shit, I just beat a really good player again. Oh my god, I've hit like my all-time elo peak. Into like immediately getting humbled back to like, dude, they like literally were running a meme team. Like, let's just chill the fuck out and go next.
Okay, to be fair though, like how many moves would they have clicked differently if they had all their moves? I mean, maybe they could have called a switch to Swampert or something a little better, but
yeah, like an Earthquake click on your Zap entry rather than but the Focus Punch worked out better, honestly. It actually hit Zap.
They admitted to me, we were discussing, they told me that once they went to, because they like grabbed the team pace and like jumped on the ladder, and once they went to Pert and saw that it didn't have surf, they were like, yeah, I kind of like stopped paying attention after that point. And maybe that explains like the insane the rock slide into my T-Tar while I Focus Punched. That was a moment in history.
That would make sense. If they went, if they had Earthquake, they probably would have clicked it there, right?
Yeah.
Moody saying Zap shouldn't be running T-Bolt. There is a version. There's a couple different versions that people were toying around with. Like, no, we got to take off T-Bolt. Like, oh, when you reach 1400 elo, you unlock T-Bolt and Surf. Some people are like, no, you got to start with Shockwave and like Muddy Water or some shit.
Okay, well, I don't know about that, but
this could be the making of like a fun like laddering vid.
This is I think what BKC wants is that sample teams turn into this.
This is what a sample team is supposed to be. Is it gives you the meat and bones, but you still have to. It requires that you make some decisions and put some of your own personality and flair into the team.
Yeah, and if you're lazy and you don't want to learn, then well, like this is the team that you get. And honestly,
I kind of like it.
I think I see the argument now.
I see the vision too. I see the vision too.
Every time you disagree with BKC, you learn a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you agree.
Yeah, BKC, he's never wrong. He's just early sometimes.
That's right.
BKC, one of the goats.
I like to say it as, you think BKC's wrong, and that's because you don't know yet.
Right, he's just...
Pokemon are moving on my screen. That's weird.
I know, very weird.
Whoa.
Rumpus, tell me you know a
Animation.
thing or two about Gen 5, because this is the bonus replay. The bonus replay from none other than Moon Man from the Zets Court himself. Wanted to get this in here. I have not watched this, because I can't really watch it. I don't really... Like, I think that's Keldeo. I always forget this guy's name. Ferrothorn?
That's Ferrothorn.
That's Fortress.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
Grass
like Fortress,
Fortress.
but actually good.
That's Fortress if you touch grass. And then Gligar's like weird uncle with like a weird
That's
case.
right.
All right, you gotta know. I mean, Gliscor is like.
Well, you know the third
No.
Pokemon on their team.
Pokemon.
That's he.
On yeah, okay.
I
know what?
I kid. Is this Thundurus Therian?
Yes.
Thundurus.
Yes.
Landorus
Yes,
is a
Thundurus.
different entity entirely.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys know enough to let's just. Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
No, not
Sound
with the
off.
volume.
Sound
Boo.
off. Sound off. We're
I'm
good.
surprised that's the smaller buttons.
We're back.
Yeah. All right.
And
Scizor
after
lead
this-
into Heatran.
We will
Swap to Politoed.
we'll reveal the victor of Replay of the Week X right after this replay, folks. Right after this brief announcement.
Ooh, very ballsy play going to
Yeah.
Scizor. Oh, Choice Band Scizor with
Yeah, that's gotta be,
Superpower.
right?
Get mucked, bro.
Do you
Wait,
just
going to
click
Tyranitar. Okay, to pivot
just
to
wanted to sound
Scizor.
on a pivot. Short.
Get the sand up. Yep.
Yeah, Crimson Bacon not taking the bait either.
Yeah, that's how you know Moonman's nice with it. I would have clicked Superpower there like a dumbass, but
Dude, who knows what I would have done up to this point? I would have just like went to Ferrothorn and clicked Stealth Rock. Like that's like the El Clasico equivalent, right? Like go like Hazard Mon, click Hazard move,
Yep.
and then
I mean,
play
if we
from there.
had the pace previously, then Ferrothorn would probably just have Stealth Rock and that's it.
Yeah, maybe
Spike.
Leech Seed. Maybe Spike. Oh, that's a big crit. So now it's gonna be just sand.
hmm
Moody with some strong words against BKC the Goat in the chat. Some very strong words at this time.
I'm here for it. Let's discuss after the replay.
Yeah, Moody, we'll bring you onto the call and we can have a
Okay.
discussion.
Oh, nice Ice Beam click into the Celebi switch. I don't know what Celebi does in this tier. I think it's probably like U-turn,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's like kind of mediocre, right?
I don't think it's nearly as good as it is in Gen 4. But maybe somebody's going to spit some knowledge and tell me, in fact, that Celebi is actually the fourth best Pokemon in the tier.
So is the motivation for going Keldeo here over Thundurus that Thundurus lets in Tar easier?
I think it may actually be that it kind of puts you in an awkward 50-50 of whether you're going to
Dude.
click T-Bolt or HP Ice on the...
Yeah,
That
true.
Surf just did 43% to Starmie. Is this
Yeah.
like offensive Starmie versus like
I think Keldeo is just like
Keldio's just like that.
insane.
And it
Yeah.
probably has choice specs as well.
choice specs?
Oh, true. That's an item that exists.
I know, right? It's so weird to go back to modern gens and see that there's more than like 2 items in the game.
Eric Moon, I got you. Shouts to Eric Moon gracing us with his presence in the chat at this very moment.
A Scarf T-Tar with Pursuit. I've
that's
noticed that this
crazy.
is a big thing
That's
in
fast.
Gens 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Well, what item does the Starmie have?
It had.
Oh, it had Air
Balloon.
Balloon. To come in on
which
like
I don't know
Earthquake?
why. Yeah, I don't know.
Moonman, I don't understand what you're cooking up, but I am here
It
for
might
it.
what?
be.
I
It
think
might be
it's.
for spikes.
I was thinking it's again. Well, spikes, yeah, but also
Mm-hmm.
like maybe against Excadrill, like you
Oh,
can
yeah,
switch it
that's
on
a
an
good one.
EQ.
Mhm.
Do you still get
another,
hit
like,
by
minimum
Stealth
deal.
Rock if you have Air Balloon?
Yeah,
Yes,
You
but
would think that
doesn't
it would pop
your
it.
balloon.
Like, in terms of flavor, you would think that it would pop
Yeah.
them. But then the item would be, like, useless, practically.
Well, then the item would be terrible, right?
Yeah.
Oh, reflect type?
Wow.
Whoa. That's cool.
Is it like HP Electric or something?
Oh,
my
shit.
god, I think it is.
It's HP something. And, oh,
I would think
rounds
electric
up to
as well.
7% there. The
Well,
Starmie
if it is
dies.
electric, then you wouldn't need to reflect type, right? Because it would have been super effective anyway.
Yeah, that's
Must
true.
be
But
something
I
else. maybe
from their
grass?
perspective, maybe they didn't know. Well, because you're turning yourself from a
Oh, it's
water
the opponent
psychic
that
to a
clicked
water
reflect type.
fighting, right?
That's right. I thought it was Keldeo clicking it
Yeah.
for some reason.
No, that was a great game, actually. I don't understand all the intricacies of Gen 5, but I've played enough Gen 6 that I think I got the gist of it.
Those generations that have Stealth Rock and don't have Defog just seem so fast to me. It's like crazy.
I know.
Keldeo was in fact Specs. Moonman, thank you for clarifying that. And by the way, the votes are in. 18 votes. Actually pretty close between Heavy Bow Guy with the if there's an arrow, there's a way. And of course, our Speed Pass friend here doing some truly creative work, getting multiple different boosts over to an Aerodactyl and practically winning on the spot. In the end, it was Bedhebid with the W. They have won Replay of the Week X with 44% of the vote to Heavy Bow Guy's 33%. Congratulations to them. I think this is a first-time winner of Replay of the Week, and very, very exciting replays indeed. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree with that?
I don't have any arguments against that. I mean, showing off some cool tech that's going to ruin ladder for a week. And against a decently rated opponent, sometimes I will trash on some people's replay of the week. They're playing some low ladder guys. It's like, well, I could farm those myself if I wanted to.
Right.
I think I want to give a shout out to the Tauros replay though. That was impressive to me. I probably would have put that first.
That was definitely like more creative on the team side, I think. Not just being like I guess it's like a rain kind of gimmicky, but
yeah, it is a little bit. But I like I think the construction of this one is interesting because I think about Skarm beatdown, and this is like Tyranitar beatdown, which I feel like is not quite as good, but like it's interesting.
All right.
Yeah, it's also a rain team that doesn't just get completely annihilated by Blissey, which can be a problem when your only sweepers are like Kingdra or...
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a great point.
Again, big congrats to the player behind whatever it is that this is. They also almost beat me with like literally half of a team. So they are quite the gamer. Indeed.
Nice. I know it's Z Panther, by the way. We don't have to be so coy.
My bad. Yeah, was it that obvious? Yeah, sorry, Z Panther. I didn't mean to dox you in front of this many people, but what is one to do? Gamers, do we want to have a brief discussion about Speed Pass before we call it? Do we have time for a discussion at this time?
I'm not sure. I've got another half hour left at least.
This is politics warning right here.
Hour.
Yeah, we're getting into some ADV discourse content, folks. I'm bringing up some resources, and we're gonna have a little chat. So stay tuned.
Zets, you should do like a Jubilee style. We had one Speed Pass defender and 10 Speed Pass haters.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be awesome. Let's go to...
Honestly, that seems like something that Gold Mason could probably do successfully. Speaking of Gold Mason.
I would like that type of content. If you guys didn't know, and this is going to be all covered in my video, but it is likely that we will see a suspect. It's not guaranteed, but it seems fairly likely that a suspect on Speed Pass or something along those lines could be in the near future coming up for ADVOU. And I don't want to get into all of this right now. I think one thing I'd like to start with to talk about is Null's post. Null...
This kind of kicked it off, right?
This did. This post was made on July 21st. This was a couple weeks ago. I think I was like still on vacation, and I've been meaning to make a video. I literally have been working on a video on this team that Null made. I was working on a video, and then this team has sparked so much discussion that like it sparked the post that we just saw that Gold Mason made, saying that a suspect could be happening, and like, you know, they're inviting additional discussion and whatnot to be happening. So I'm just gonna throw a replay on, and this is the first one. The very first sentence of their post, by the way: for all the talk about banning Speed Pass, not many have actually set out to prove it's broken. So that's what Null decided to do. They tried to build a team to show that this is broken and that something should be done about it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna throw this on, and I'm guessing you
Oh,
guys
man.
have both seen this or seen example
I've
of
seen
this.
replays like this so much.
I have played
nauseated.
against this team on ladder with them using it, I'm sure.
So there is a Marowak that will ultimately be the intended win condition.
Yeah, that'll come into play later.
Vaporeon is here. Vaporeon is of the most important Pokemon. It's a top 3 important Pokemon on this team specifically. It's trying to get a substitute and pass that substitute safely to something. And that Hydro Pump just fucking annihilates the Claydol. How about that?
Jeez. This is why I like to run plus Spadef Nature on my Claydol.
I could see
A
that.
nice Dug Trap there. That could break the chain.
That
Yeah.
could be
If
huge.
it was a poorly constructed Speed Pass team, then Null just loses right now.
Now there's
But-
Sleep Sack 50-50s.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even know that there is a 50-50 left. Maybe there is, but the whole point of this team is to get Smeargle in front of something that cannot kill Smeargle. So let's see what happens from here. Again, this is
It's
Null.
gonna DD, right?
They're going to DD first because they don't die to the Surf.
Right.
It's hardly even a 2-hit KO. They get a DD, and now they're going to take their Spore. They're going to put something to sleep. And the Phaser is going to sleep. Even if that hadn't been the case, folks, it would have been
Yeah.
fine. But Skarm is now asleep. You got to go somewhere else entirely. A second Dragon Dance happens. And now what?
And now T-Tar just needs to be able to one-shot whatever comes in.
A
Taunt
taunt on
on
the roar.
On exactly Roar.
Wow.
And now T-Tar can't
That was
phase.
obviously that was a pretty skillful read.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a coin flip. That was absolutely a coin flip. But now the Marowak is just off to the races. And
Yep,
is
yeah,
positioned
it's
to
just
outspeed and one-hit KO. Literally the entire metagame, barring a couple rolls. Defensive Swampert has a low likelihood to live and KO back with Torrent Surf.
Donphan will live it though.
You guys got to
There
be
you
running
go.
more Donphan. That's clearly the problem here.
Honestly, this was from a long time ago. I think when I was playing around with Electabuzz. I ran into a team similar to this that was using Minun as its speed passer. And they passed to a Hariyama that belly drummed.
Yeah.
And I won the game because they brick braked with +6 Hariyama into my Donphan and it did not kill.
That's
Wow.
wild, bro. Holy shit. Donphan's a goddamn champion.
So
just
when
killed-
the
killed
suspect
with
ladder
Earthquake.
comes up, Donphan stock's going up.
I'm actually really excited because this is the first suspect that will have happened since I've been in the scene. And
I'm not excited because I know I'm going to try for it and I'm going to fail miserably and I'm going to beat myself up over it.
I have a team that is not well, it's decent. I've gotten to the 1600s with it a while back, but it's not robust. It's just some jolt spikes that also just has a defensive Jirachi and a Doug it's weird. But it just beats Speed Pass because it has a non-mag trappable Pokemon or a Pokemon that doesn't have an expected roar that can roar. Because for me it feels like the majority of Speed Pass is about denying roar or denying phasing. And yeah, a lot of the bans kind of reflect that as well.
very important question in the chat from X Lime. On this turn, why would you not just attack there? Presumably you're talking about this turn with T-Tar. Why are they trying to roar? Why would you not just attack? Well, you're getting outsped, so you're not going to actually be able to hit the Smeargle. Of course, maybe you're thinking, well, they're going to try to baton pass to the Marowak. Well, it's kind of a 50-50, right? Because T-Tar doesn't have anything that can one-shot the Marowak. It's perfectly healthy. So if you think that they're going to BP right now, then you roar, because then you get rid of all the speed boost pass and the attack, and then you break the chain. It didn't end up making a difference from Nal's perspective because you're still BPing into Marowak on an attack. It just made a difference from the opponents because you no longer got to roar out. But the fact that Marowak tanked the hit is all that mattered. Also, roar was already revealed on this T-Tar from earlier in the game. So Null knew that was... And again, this player could have won or not lost this game by, in fact, attacking and killing the Smeargle had they known that the Smeargle was going to click Taunt. But they didn't know that the Smeargle had Taunt. It wasn't revealed. And
then even then, there's another layer of it. It's okay, I know the Smeargle has Taunt, because I know the team. At this stage, I think the team was pretty well hidden.
Yeah.
But say it's like, all right, I know now that Smeargle has taunt, so I can't roar on it. It's like, okay, well, what if they just pass to Marowak anyway?
Right. There's a lot of 50-50s, and there's an example in here that Null, like, this is a great post. I would encourage people to, here, let me quickly go back to this view, but this post that Null made, which is in the ADVOU bans rule set change discussion in Ruins of Alph ADV, I would encourage you guys to, and by you guys I mean the viewers, check this out. It's an amazing post. Null, like, webbed and weaved specific replays into the various paragraphs where, like, the replay illustrates the exact point that he's talking about, and there's like 20 different, like, specific replays to illustrate these points. There is a point in here about, like, 50-50s. So counterplay, 50-50s. From the moment Smeargle enters in front of a setup target, the game comes down to a series of 50-50s to try to beat taunt, DD, spore options. These are heavily the DD pass team's favor, because if I lose the coin flip, I can just force another one. Let's look at this replay and see if we can learn more. I think, is this...
Same opponent.
Is it the same game?
Yeah, it looks, well, same lead.
No, they're subbing down. This is a different game. It's the same opponent, but it's a different game.
And got by it twice, man. That's tough.
Yeah, brutal.
That is tough. Okay, the
again,
vape
it's like,
is
what are
gone.
you supposed to do? Unless you, like, run a hard counter team.
Blissey
And
comes
keep
in
in
on
mind,
HP
Vaporeon
fly.
is like actually really helpful to have still. So like Doug is getting a lot of value by getting that kill.
True.
This Snorlax set was always like the most mind-boggling thing for me to figure out on this team.
We're Thief Scarm. Okay. To deny Focus Punch, that's actually super nice to have. Okay, we're going to skip ahead, folks, until stuff starts to actually happen. Smeargle is here in front of Scarm. Of course,
Right,
it has
so
taunt.
Use like a 50-50 right here, right?
Yeah. So they DD, they lose the 50-50, but what do they actually lose? Smeargle's gone, Meta comes in on a spike. Smeargle comes back in. You got a second spike, but now
Right,
it's another 50-50 for you to lose the entire game. And if you win, you get another spike, practically. So let's see what happens this time. It's going to be taunt. You can't roar. So this should effectively be a free turn. They're going to go to
And the
Claydol.
fact that it's a taunt and not a spore means that you can't even like sleep sack it elsewhere. Like you just
Exactly.
can't do anything as the sperm.
So now Claydol is here, but Spore is like the freeze click. Something has to go to sleep. And then you switch, but it's going to get a second DD on the switch turn.
Plus, there's 50-50s about if you're like expecting them to try and sleep sack, you can like set up a sub or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, so
Like, what
they're
if the
going for an
Smeargle
early
clicks
wake-up
up
explosion.
on a boom from the Claydol, right?
Yeah, like waking up in the first few turns and booming is like actually their best outs. And like that's what, like, once you lose a single coin flip with many different meta team structures, that's what the game gets reduced to. Your outs are like praying for good sleep RNG and hoping that you put the right Pokemon to sleep that actually can wake up and click a move that saves the game. And again, Marowak just wins the game. Scarm isn't even asleep, but Focus Punch one-shots the Scarm.
Right, and you can't roar this Marowak out because Focus Punch happens before the roar.
Exactly. Okay, so they
the
won a
best the Scarm
50-50
can
there,
do is just
too.
thief. Yeah.
Right, you can Thief to deny Focus Punch. Focus Punch one-shots. But if they Hidden Power Rock once, I think
You need
2
to win
HP Rocks
11
win,
more
right?
50-50s.
So there's... You are put in a spot where you have to be right. You get Crit Thief for 13%. Congratulations. Hope you're right another, like, 9 times in a row.
And it's like,
Right.
like this is worse than having to stall out all 7 sucker punches.
And they finally do go for a
Exactly.
Rock Slide on an ensuing Thief. And the game is literally over. You can protect chip heal all you want. You just lost 61%. You can go elsewhere, bring the Scarm back in, chip heal again. But the situation is already incredibly dire. Earthquake will
And I feel like
finish off
from
the
that
Milo.
position, like your best play is to just hope they miss the rock slide and you get the roar. But then again, it's like Smeargle's still there, so like it can still set up again.
Yeah, the Marowak has lost a lot of health and is coming in on spikes. So it would be pretty difficult to get the pass off again. But yeah, they go for another 50 there and the game is just completely over. And this is against a 17-10 gamer, folks. Like this player is better than probably everybody in this call, or most of the people in this call, and most of the people watching this.
Why'd you have to call us out like that? You could have just left it on the viewers.
I could have left it on the viewers, but again, part of the whole point of the stream is to upset Tetrafolium. How am I doing, chat? Shiny
You
Lady.
asked Chad and not me. Now we're upset.
How upset do you think I'm getting Tetrafolium? Am I doing? And look at this, man. Like 1857 to 1869. I don't know what they peaked with this team, but they got like
number 1.
They did get to 1. I don't know how high the elo went. They got absurdly high with this team, and so that's kind of the problem. Is that like it wins a very, very high portion of the time against a lot of teams. I'm sure there are some teams, and the post talks about this. Load a good matchup. The team has an awkward fizz. Here, let me fix the scene again. Awkward matchup into mag off, Magneton offense, breaker and setup spam, and a Smeargle that can still sleep, trade, and pass it. So there's still like replays showing them winning even in bad matchups. But they claim in the first paragraph up here that they think that theoretically you can win over 90% of the time against certain of the current best teams in the metagame, mainly Stall and Spike's offense. And so that was kind of what kickstarted the greater discussions that have been happening over the past couple weeks, folks.
I think that line is the most contentious point of this post, but I think everything else in this post is great. Now, above 90%, I think you probably have to be as good as Null or better to achieve that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've tried this on an account. I don't play a lot of Speed Pass, so I didn't understand the team. I think I went 22-8, which is probably worse than I would have done if I just loaded up a standard team. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Maybe if I learned the team a little bit better, I could have done better. Or maybe I'm just bad.
Rumpus, we haven't given you a moment to reflect on this yet. What are your thoughts on, the Null team, some of the claims Null's been making, and the greater discourse that's been happening over the past couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the specific claims being made, but I have been keeping up with the kind of just Speed Pass discussion in general.
Yeah.
I don't really have much experience playing with or against the quote-unquote healthy Speed Pass of like Select Pass or some of the less
like offensive, like agility Zapdos structures, perhaps.
Stuff that isn't going all out necessarily.
Yeah.
So I won't really comment on that. But from my experiences just playing a bunch on the ladder where there's plenty of Speed Pass, it feels fine to beat up until it comes to like anti-phasing mechanics. Like usually, well, for starters, it's a very one-dimensional game plan. You know exactly what they're trying to do, so it's just about trying to position so that doesn't happen. But it is really annoying having to deal with things like the spores like Spore you can even just sleep sack, but things like the taunts or the faster roars, like Vaporeon is such a pain to deal with when if you send out a poke, like you need the perfect Mon on your team that can both take out the sub or roar, because otherwise it's just getting a sub up on you, and then if you are roared out, some random Pokemon comes in and there's a sub in front of Vaporeon, like you basically lost. So it is just such a matchup dependent style. I feel like I'm not a big fan of Speed Pass in general, but I wouldn't mind if just the like anti-phasing got banned.
I want to respond really quickly to a very important point that was made by Pex in the chat. It is worth noting that Null is not advocating for a full Speed Pass ban in their post, which largely kickstarted a lot of the discussion. For what it's worth, the ADV Council has like low-key denied that this is the reason for the post that was made, which is saying that a suspect is likely on the horizon. They linked this post, like they acknowledge that this is an important part of the greater discussion that's happening, but apparently they've already been working on this. For what it's worth, Null specifically at the bottom of their post, which we should.
They changed their signature at the bottom. That's cool.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I saw that meme get posted earlier too. But they are suggesting a Smeargle plus BP ban I think they might have edited this a few times because at some point I think this said Spore plus Baton Pass. So a lot of people's... Go ahead.
Sorry. I think they were arguing for Taunt plus BP and Spore plus BP to be banned.
What's interesting...
The thing with,
go ahead.
Because Spore just beats like everything one time, whereas Roar, you beat out other Roars, but you do lose to someone predicting with a taunt, which is at least like something, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's like, to me, I would honestly say Spore plus BP seems like the healthiest, because taunt plus BP to me just seems like it's introducing 50-50s into the game, which is not... I mean, there are always going to be 50-50s in the game, but I would rather them occur organically.
Yeah.
Than like to be engineered, you know?
Yeah, well, not only engineered, but with like such high stakes, because you are in many cases against these styles like playing for the game turn by turn.
Right.
There's just like there's so much happening from like just like competitively, like whether like you're okay with a play style that causes certain interactions that could be considered like less interactive, like non-interactive. Like it practically becomes a one-player game at one point where the opponent has seemingly like no options, and like the ease with which this team and these ideas can create those scenarios. Like the literal condition, there are a few different ones, right? But one of the easiest conditions to create for this is get Smeargle in front of something that cannot kill it, because then you get effectively a free Dragon Dance into sporing on the next turn, and or like taunt, depending. And again, that could be a 50-50 because maybe the opponent is Scarm and they phase you out when you DD. But as we saw, that's a coin flip where if you're the opponent and you're right, you extend the game into another coin flip later. And if you ever lose the coin flip, then you're in an even worse situation where if you lose yet another coin flip, you probably lose. So like there's so many different debates within this, like are you okay with that kind of a team? But even if people agree that, well, surely something should be done, which not even everybody can agree on. Some people say, I was talking to somebody last night who was telling me there's no problem with Null's team. The problem is actually with every other team. And they were saying that like meta teams, like regular like offense teams, balanced teams, he said, are cheating in the builder against certain offense teams like speed pass teams. And he thinks that this is healthy for the metagame, and this is forcing balanced teams to like adapt and like adjust. And I think a lot of people would say it is insane that you're expecting like this team to have that much of an effect on the metagame, such that every team needs to have some sort of definitive answer to not auto lose to like this exactly. But I mean, yeah, go ahead.
So I've heard arguments like this, more so in modern gens when a suspect is going on. I'd like to go back to, I know you have no idea what I'm talking about, Zets, but Dracovish in Gen 8.
That's the one, it has that move, like Vicious Rend? Vicious Rend. I've watched some frickin' false swipe gaming videos. You know, I'm hip with the culture.
Yeah, so in any case, like what Dracovish did to the metagame was basically every team had to have a Pokemon with Water Absorb on it. The most common one was Seismitoad. And I'll be honest, playing in that metagame, I didn't hate what it was. Like, I accepted that I was going to have Seismitoad on every team, and I was like, I'm fine with that because, I mean, it's a decent Pokemon at the very least. It's not the best. If there was no Vicious Rend, you wouldn't run Seismitoad, which is what we saw after Dracovish got banned. But, like, it wasn't so bad, but the argument that people would make is that, or I guess it was kind of the inverse of the argument that you just presented, is that, well, like, okay, every team can be fine, but only if it has Seismitoad on the team, or only if it has, like, Mantine or something like that. So, and I don't think that the person that presented that argument to you was necessarily saying that every team now needs to run some, like, really limited subset of things in order to counter Null's team. But I think that it's not too far off, right? Because it's like, what tech are you using to beat Null? Like Haze? Like there's only but so many viable Pokemon that can use Haze.
Right. And depending on like the circumstance, like taunt is still a thing. So if the Haze user is taunted and in front of the Smeargle before the pass, then the pass still happens safely, and the Haze user is getting outsped and likely one shot. So, just like
unless you have like Wheezing with max defense or something like that.
Can Wheezing max defense take? Well, I guess what is the Smeargle set? I don't think did it say.
So the two main users,
the Marowak set.
It would be like probably Rock Slide.
Yeah, Rock Slide probably. Yeah, +2 definitely doesn't kill Wheezing. Okay, we need to run more Wheezing, folks. That's what we learned today.
It's like, well, what if Rock Slide flinches or crits, and then what if you say you get the Haze off, and it's like, okay, I'm going back to Smeargle, and I'm going to set up again, and now we're in another 50-50. So, like, yeah. I don't know. I would have to see more what their example is of what balanced teams should do to beat this team.
I'm kind of the opinion that the perspective that the rest of the meta like needs to adjust to it is like technically correct in the sense that like it's all a matter of subjectivity, like how singular a problem does something need to be before it gets banned versus how broad does something need to be before it's just kind of something you need to learn to play around. And obviously things like RNG factor and all that can play into it, but like there's some value judgment about whether you think Speed Pass is particularly like too fishy or gimmicky or whatever or something like that.
Yeah.
And here they were asleep for 4 damn turns. Had they gotten an early wake up and killed the Smeargle, like they would have been fine. But again, often this team is creating these coin flips. Sometimes it's not even a coin flip. Sometimes it's effectively checkmate. And your only out is literally hoping that you get good sleep RNG. And to me, I think there is clearly something that needs to be done with respect to this team. Like this set of traits and characteristics, to me, it's not healthy. But the whole other part of this, I think my camera just froze, folks. Let me quickly fix that. The whole other part of this is that, like, okay, even if people are like, okay, let's do something, let's ban something. Like, what do you ban? Because that gets to the whole, like, Null wasn't suggesting that we ban Speed Pass. Null, at some point, I think Null was suggesting Spore plus BP, and then they changed it to Smeargle plus BP. There's a lot of history there where Smeargle and BP was banned, and then it got kind of shadow unbanned. I'm going to talk all about that in the video later on in this week, folks. But then, like, the council was like, we're highly considering a full Speed Pass suspect. And some people are like, yes, God, yes, like, get Ninjask out of here, get Smeargle out of here. And others are like, dude, you're killing offense. Like, you're killing, like, Agility Pass Zap. You're killing, like, lead Salic Vaporeon stuff. Stuff that isn't overly centralizing, stuff that doesn't create, like, 50-50s to this degree that are, like, as, like, uninteractive and such. And I think that that's, like, a really good point. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen because it feels like the council wants to go in a certain direction, and I don't know that the community is going to be able to reach a consensus.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Well, I want to talk a little bit about Smeargle plus BP specifically. I understand why Smeargle is like the public enemy #1 because it's so good at enabling this kind of stuff because it has access to Spore and Baton Pass and any boosting move you want and Taunt, and no other Pokemon has that, right? But having played on the ladder a little bit, playing against some notable builders who are very interested in this discussion, I don't think it's as simple as just Smeargle, right? I played against a team that was Zapdos as the speed passer of choice, passing back and forth between Mawile and Venonat.
Yeah. We know what team you're talking about now.
Yeah, Mawile is really annoying with the Intimidate cycling.
Exactly. and then Venonat as well. It's like I think Venonat is such a good Pokemon to highlight this issue. It's like, okay, you can ban Spore plus Baton Pass, but what if you Baton Pass to something that has a Sleep Move and Baton Pass? Then it's like, well, it extends the sort of cycle another turn, but essentially what these Speed Pass teams are trying to do is play until they get into a line that wins the game, right? And if these components like Sleep and Taunt and Fast Roars, like all these anti-phasing that Rumpus was mentioning earlier, are the things that get you into those checkmate lines, it's like, I don't think that it's sufficient to say ban Sleep Move plus Baton Pass. Because you can kind of just engineer situations where you get that anyway by passing to multiple Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that like there are a group of builders in this community that just like they have so much fun like poking at all like the edges of the rules of the format. And if you ban Baton Pass plus X, whether that's, you know, Spore, Taunt, DD, anything, if it's another iterative step, people are going to keep pushing this and finding other ways to create teams that are non-interactive, uncompetitive, potentially unhealthy. And I don't know that we're ever going to be fully done with the conversation. Like it feels impossible to satisfy everybody and make everybody happy. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see this develop. I'm curious about so much. Like, what are the suspect requirements going to be? What's the ELO? What's the GXE? Are we going to see another Jimothy Cool crash out? Because that was some of the best Pokemon content of the past year.
Honestly, that would make it all worth it, right?
It would.
But then again,
yeah.
I don't want Jim to hate this tier. Like,
well,
I got into this tier because of Jim. I don't wish that on him.
Well, honestly, I think we need this because before the Gen 4 OU like Machamp suspect, like Jim put Gen 4 OU as second on his like list of like favorite like tiers, and as he would later like talk about and reflect on, it was like kind of off of vibes and like ideas about what it's like to play the tier and like playing a couple matches on the ladder here and there. But then when like you're getting suspect Rex and people are like tryharding using like the very best stuff, like I think a lot of people learned a lot about like what actual Gen 4 OU, like the state of Gen 4 OU is at this point. And it's possible that we're going to learn something about ADV OU that we didn't know before.
Oh man, I just want to live in blissful ignorance.
I think those days are behind us, my friend. But
jeez.
I think
but that kind of segues to another kind of point. I don't know how much everybody is familiar with all the discourse that's going on in all the Discords, but there was not too long ago. It seemed like the ire was getting redirected to all like the ADV tourists.
Tetra, we're losing you a little. You're breaking in and out.
Oh, sorry about that.
You're back.
All right, so like there was a lot of discourse about like ADV tourists commenting on this. Like, for example, people who start their post by saying, "Oh, I don't really play a lot of ADV," and then they make an argument that's like, "I don't see why Baton Pass is allowed at all. It's not like this in any other tier." And it's
right.
Like, well,
right.
You don't play the tier. You don't understand how like Baton Pass interacts with this metagame. So, like, what value are you adding to the discussion?
Exactly. That's bound to happen, though. I mean, that's what a ton of people do with Gen 4. Like, I have not followed Gen 4 ever, except when that suspect stuff was happening. I wasn't following it very closely, nor was I playing. But I think that's a little bit of the nature of the beast. I think we should wrap things up quickly, though, folks, in the nearish future. Rumpus, is there anything else concerning any of the greater discussions here that you feel you'd like to get off your chest at this time?
There is, it's not very related, but I was reading ABR's post talking about like, oh, we have like 6 clauses already about BP, but then like 3 of them are just trapping. I'm like, aren't those kind of the same thing? I don't know. I feel like you could just lump those if because his argument was that we shouldn't go more than 6 clauses so we can shuffle things around or whatever. But
yeah,
you could simply clump those together and also include like trapping abilities, which wouldn't affect Doug or Mag, and then boom, it's just 1 clause and nothing changes. Yeah, I think like some of the actual just like we have to follow the tiering stuff. As someone who's relatively new and also plays like a grassroots scene, most of the time when things don't change in like the TF2 rule set and things like that, it's often just because of like inertia, or it's like kind of hard to get people to agree on something rather than no, like we have some abstract values we have to adhere to.
Tetra, closing remarks at this time. What will you leave us with?
Geez, I don't know. I don't think we can ban Speed Pass yet because I haven't made a video about it, and I need to farm that content.
True. Well, you better get to work because I think things are going to move along somewhat quickly. There's really nothing here. If you are not badged and unable to post, fill out this form. You must have 25 total posts on Smokin. Damn, dude,
I think that form's broken as well.
They're targeting your boy. I've had an account for like nearly 2 decades, but I only have 8 messages. That's not actually true. It's more like a decade and a half, but
I've thought about just spam messaging so I can get my thoughts out, but then again, who wants to hear from Tetrafolium?
Who wants to hear from Tetrafolium, indeed. Unsubscribe to Tetrafolium, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Replay of the Week X. Always a damn good time. It's damn hot in this room. Congrats to... I mean, Null literally posted replays in their ADVOU post that I showed you guys with that alt. So I think we can admit at this time that the winner of Replay of the Week and the player that played with that team pace with like half the moves taken away was Null, the Speed Pass demon himself. Congrats to him.
I was so convinced it was Z Panther too.
I know. Z Panther, he'll get you. You gotta be careful. The Ninjask vid has been expedited. A vid will be coming out. I don't know how much of it is going to be about Ninjask. And you would think that a Speed Pass video would be, but Ninjask somehow has been sliding a little bit under the radar. I hope he doesn't slide under the radar of whatever decision is eventually made. I think anyone who's watched me ladder knows that I hate Ninjask. But a full-fledged video on this whole topic, including interviews I've been collecting from a lot of top players with a lot to say, will be coming out this week. Make sure to sub if you haven't already. Like the stream. Sub to Wild Rumpus and Tetrafolium. Rumpus, you have a YouTube channel too, don't you?
I do, although there's no Pokemon there. But if you're interested in competitive TF2, feel free to check it out.
I'm going to edit the links to your guys' channels in the description. But I think that's going to do it.
Unsub to Tetrafolium on there, aren't you?
I am going to say unsub to Tetrafolium. Thank you guys for watching Replay of the Week X. Let me know in the Zets Cord, if you're there, or on YouTube, what you thought of the new format. Give us some feedback. We're always trying new things, trying to bring you guys some cool content. And big shout out to both Tetrafolium and especially Wild Rumpus, much more so Wild Rumpus, for joining me today.
Yeah, for sure. He's in this. I'm just dipping my toes in.
Yeah. The true featured guest is Wild Rumpus, and Tetra's kind of here.
Yeah, if you replace me with Typhon Carter, then you have like the GOAT lineup here. So
apparently my mic is like really scuffed on certain scenes. I'm gonna have to look into that. Not sure what's going on there, folks. But thanks for rocking with me nonetheless. This has been Zets, Wild Rumpus, and Tetrafolium, and we will catch you next time.